Great man. A little trouble sleeping last night. I said to my wife, I said, I hope I do it justice. I hope I do him justice. I had the pleasure of playing for Mr. Hughes in 1978 and winning a baseball championship. That same year, he won the 78 soccer championship. I thank everybody who came out on their busy days. Thank you, Northeast. Thank you, Washington teams that are here. Thank you, alumni. Thank you, family members. This is George Washington family. And when I finished playing in 1979, you never get a chance to say, hey, thanks, coach. You walk away, you go to college, you don't run into each other again. This is a way that everybody has a chance to say, thank you, Mr. Hughes. Thank you for allowing me to play for you. I'm going to introduce now my principal, Mr. Gene Jones of George Washington High School. Mr. Jones.
This summer we were presented with the idea to name our soccer field after Coach Hughes. And I asked Coach Geiser to give me a little bit of background. And when I heard about it, I said, absolutely. Not every day that you get to be honored. And especially this way from your former athletes, your family, and friends. Our program today under Coach Reed is a testament to your hard work several years ago. I won't say many years ago, I'll say several years ago. But this is what it's all about. And your legacy is shown here today. And as long as George Washington stands, this field will be a testament to your name, your dedication, your work, and to what is currently a part of the Public School League here, and also what George Washington's all about. Yeah. You know, we talk about hail to the Eagles, but how about hail to John Hughes?
Our next speaker, and I want to say this before I forget, but Ron Arndt, Jack Creighton, and current coach Chris Reed are really the founders and really did all the legwork and did all the hard work to get this together. So please, let's give them a hand.
You don't know Joh Hughes. Okay, John went to Northeast High School, all public, all scholastic. He had and by the way, he's in your Hall of Fame too. Okay, that's great. So if you don't know Joh Hughes, what his background is, he played for for the German Hungarians out here in the Northeast, and he played all over the world on a national soccer team. He's been around. He played for Temple University. He was in the Navy, I guess, right? Or Army? Navy. He was in the Navy. I think not for the Second War, though. It makes him too old, okay? But the Korean War, I guess, right? Which one? 17. That's what I heard. 17 years old when he joined. Wow. So I just want you to know this. First of all, how many phys ed teachers are here? Raise your hand. And you all had Joh Hughes, didn't you? Well, if you had Joh Hughes at Washington High School, I became a phys ed teacher with Joh Hughes. And so a lot of other guys here, because of this man. He didn't just, how can I say this? When the soccer started here, it's in the beginning was about in 64, 63. Soccer wasn't known in the United States. Except for one guy who played, was George Collins, who played for Joh Hughes. But soccer was not known here. Joh Hughes had to take each individual player here, walk them step by step, how to move, how to kick. He babied us. And it turned out he had a winning team. Always had a winning team. He babied us. But when we went to the other schools, we were kind of scared. And one time we went to Northeast High School. One of our teams got in another fight with Northeast, and all of a sudden the football team from Northeast High School comes over to us, tries to beat us up, and Joh Hughes comes over and breaks the whole thing up. He had about 30 football players with pads on. He came, took on the biggest guy, who who was knocking around George Sharp, pulled him apart, and just held him. That's Joh Hughes. But in those days,
I was simple then.
but then we went to Harding. I was Harding Middle School. I played softball for John in 9th grade. Went to Harding Middle School. And after the game was over, the Harding team they were on us.
Thanks.
Comes up and he breaks the whole thing up.
Thank you.
This
Thanks, honey.
is Joh Hughes. He cares about us. He always has, always will. To this day, he cares about us. That's how great Joh Hughes was, as not only as a teacher, a buddy, a friend. I've never known John, how can I say this, to veer off from that. It's always been that way. So, today, we're going to honor John. Does anybody else want to talk here? Something to say about John?
We got something over here for him.
Come on up. Come on. Take over.
okay.
Yeah, come
All
on
right,
up.
I don't mean to cut Ron
No,
short.
it's good.
Actually, I do. I'd like to welcome Christian and Stefan from the George Washington boys varsity soccer team. They're going to present Mr. Hughes with the jersey. And I'm going to ask Mr. Hughes if he could come up. On his way up, I do want to say that it's on your notes. In 1943 and 1944, Joh Hughes played on the Northeast Championship soccer team, undefeated and unscored upon. So I think people should note that.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
I really can't thank you enough. This has to be the best day of my life. And all these guys come around and some I didn't recognize, they introduce themselves, and I look at they're really pretty guys now, Rich Young there, guys that look real good, I wouldn't have recognized them. But it's such a relief for me just to be here. Now, what I'd like to do is just take a couple minutes here, and maybe a little more than a couple minutes, but this was all gotten finished 50 years ago. 50 years ago, they played soccer, and Ronnie Ort was on that team, and I don't know whether these guys are here or not, but for Ronnie Ort, George Collins, yes, George is here, Tim Stalker, George Sharp were on the 65 team, Steve Pollack, Fred Brannon were on the 66 team. 50 years. It's almost impossible. 50 years. Where were you all this time? Why was I still standing here? Now, I think it's like all coaches that are coaching for a long time. I've coached 48 years soccer. And as a player, I've reached all the heights there are. Played against Brazil when they were world champions in Yankee Stadium. Played against West Coast Celtic. Played against Liverpool a couple times. Manchester United, Manchester City. So I've done it all. 2 times All-American. But I think I wanted to give it to the kids, the young kids. And I think they